Let me know if it's like not working too well because yeah. Just anyway. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thursday, 31st of July. Oh damn, we're already at the end of July. It's we got the monthly close tonight, I think. So we're gonna have a new monthly candle open tomorrow, which is going to be the August Open. Very, very interesting stuff. And yeah, we've still got that liquidity just about at 120k. Pretty much where my short stop is on my Bitcoin trade. It's at 120.2. But we look like we are trying to actually close a new 4-hour candle above that previous high from yesterday, which is very interesting. We took some of the downside stuff up till 115.6 very, very recently on that wick down, which is also very, very nice to see. And we've actually had quite a decent bounce and maybe some sort of regains. If I just flip this onto the 3-day, yeah, we look like we're trying to close above this structure here. So very, very interesting stuff on the liquidity front. In terms of the order book, we've been dancing around this node for a while. Actually, let's just say we do have. That's not really that big at 119k on the short orders. We did get a nice amount of longs filled on this wick here. 115.9. This stuff pretty much all got filled down there. And if we just go to the 1 hour, yeah, the node's still sitting at 118k, which is a very decent inflection point to have. We actually haven't closed a candle above this yet, but we'll have a look at it on the 4-hour chart, on the actual charts. And I'll just check that everything's okay. Hopefully it is. I think it is. Yeah, long to short ratio. Wow, we're having some really wild swings. We were 47% long at 1 a.m. Well, 1 a.m. for me, a few 4-hour candles ago. On that dump down on that wick, we got hit on a lot of longs, and now some more shorts are coming back into the market quite heavily, actually. This is a really big drop. So, as we are grinding up into this weekly open, we're getting more shorts coming in as well. So it looks like longs are actually on side at the moment because this got filled on that massive wick. So it's actually very interesting to see that right now. I'm gonna just switch over to the charts really quickly because I don't really want to spend too much time on that. Quit my Chrome so it takes up less CPU. And Discord's lagging me out a tiny bit, but hopefully it's okay. And voila. We'll just have to take our time and hopefully it just hopefully we're all good. But we're gonna talk about a lot of actually setups that I've already hit today. Apologies about the Tuesday stream. I know it was a bit hard to watch after getting nuked, but we did talk about a lot of this stuff at the end of last week and Monday and Tuesday. Um, yeah, I probably should have made a Pro 6 post, but I've actually been a little bit busy recently. But yeah, still, there still might be a couple things that could look a little bit decent. Fartcoin being one of them, which is still hasn't had a bounce yet. But yeah, in terms of Bitcoin, on this wick down, we got a lot of longs filled. They're actually currently on side. We haven't closed above a 4-hour candle above 118.9 yet, so we're still kind of squeezing in this structure. I still think it looks a little bit bearish to me. Um, for now, this is a hold of the low. We actually just need to gain the weekly open and make a new high off this, pretty much. Then I'll be a little bit more confident in the upside. Right now, it looks kind of neither here nor there. We could definitely squeeze a little bit longer, just down into this like whatever we're doing into this like channel, but it's kind of looking a little bit neither here nor there at the moment. I am still short from 119.4, 119.5, so basically the weekly open. If we were to gain that, I'm going to go long, and it's going to look something like that. Until then, I'm not really that interested in Bitcoin at the moment. I've covered myself for a potential downside move to, like 111, 112. And then apart from that, I'm literally just going to probably not really even touch this um, until we get a bit more clarity. But I would like to hear your opinions on Bitcoin at the moment because we do have obviously some lower highs and some lower lows, but we are kind of just like sideways channeling it, sideways accumulation. We're about 50-50 on long to short ratio, so there's not really any inkling there. We're obviously still massively bullish on like the daily time frames and stuff like that. But yeah, do you think what do we think is going to happen first? Do we think the all-time high is going to get hit? Not new all-time high. The all-time high is going to get hit at 123k, or do we think 112k is coming first? That's what I would like to know, because it seems very, very 50-50 to me at the moment. The local price action just points very, very slightly more towards the downside for me, just because of these new lows here. Um, but everything else was obviously still pointing towards potentially more upside before we finish. But yeah, that'll be an interesting thing to look at. ETH, we did talk about this potentially just carry on going, and looks like it wants to break out towards 4K. Now, one thing we did talk about on Tuesday, which I still I'm just going to repeat, is this is lagging a little bit. We'll just take these off at the moment. So we've had a change in the retail stablecoin demand here. What's also happened is we have a higher high on price. So potentially, what we could be seeing is a divergence on all of these time frames. And a lot of the times when the divergence comes, it can play out instantaneously, like here, and we got a pullback. But it can also mean that the divergence happens, and then you get one more to the way that the price action is going, and then you get the reversal. So likely what is going to happen on this time is that when the divergence prints, we get one more pop, maybe up to 4K, maybe up to 4.1K, basically up to this structure up here. And then that will potentially be some sort of short-term top. Right now, we're actually at the weekly open, which is very interesting. We bullishly backtested December. This still looks bullish to me, in my opinion. If we can gain that weekly, we're going to see a swift move up to 4K and potentially 4.1, where I do think we're going to get that divergence then, and we'll just have to see. Like, we're obviously super overextended, but yeah, this does seem to be resetting quite nicely. The momentum's coming down quite nicely, so we could definitely go for another go at the highs in between 4K and 4.1, where you just would expect that to be some sort of resistance. But yeah, it still looks good for me, in my opinion. It kind of looks like the last like really sharp bit up. Like, you just get that. We're gonna do blow all the shorts out, and then potentially get a deviation, and then come back down and do some like retest maybe in the yearly or something. But yeah, that's actually quite interesting. Let's check the chat and see what you guys are saying. Yo, along the shower bitty last night after Form C, scalps though, E for 4K or a little bit higher this week. I also agree with you. I think we get some BS around the 5th, 9th when all tariffs go into effect. Risk will be off for a bit to absorb potential outcomes. And then we rally into December after however long that tariff or overall retrace happens. Yeah, I didn't know about this tariff stuff, but definitely the markets will react to the uncertainty and probably cause. I mean, I don't want to say that the news is going to cause a short-term dump, but it kind of looks like it's lining up to do that one last spike up, and then the tariffs are going to come into effect, and then, it's all going to just, like, maybe cool off for a bit. I also did say something quite similar to potentially having, like, a very slow August, and then we start picking up towards the end into September, and then we get that nice, like, blow off top, September, October, November, maybe even into December if we're lucky, and then yeah, we'll have to talk about potentially just like selling large chunks of our portfolios. But I also am in sort of that camp as well. And I just think we're overdue for a bit of a sell-off. A lot of these alts have seen major retraces though, which is really interesting. And Bitcoin and ETH have barely budged. So we're actually going to talk about some of this stuff now, pretty much. For example, Farcoin. Was actually underneath its 886 from the recent 4-hour swing. This is still on support massively at 105. I did talk about 105 to 115 being potential support, and there's probably like a larger stuber if you take it all the way from the bottom, like down in here. So I just think it's an area for accumulation on Filecoin. We obviously don't want to close any daily candles pretty much below the yearly open is kind of a no-go, but I just think this is a good area to accumulate more. I did get stopped out on a trade because I did try to long the Q3 uh, over here. So I did get stopped out on that, and I have since actually ladded into a new position on the Q4 around 105, especially on this wick down that hit me really nicely. So I am in a position right here on Filecoin, and yeah, we're actually holding this 4 hour swing quite nicely at the moment, at least for a bounce up to the Q3. I'm hoping it can go a little bit higher towards May in the weekly open, and then we can put in like a macro higher low, and then yeah, we can be off to the races. But that is my opinion on Filecoin. And if we go lower, I'm going to accumulate more on my long-term forex cross position on Hyperliquid, which is this N2 price is around 0.95. Um, So yeah, I had a long on Femex from 1.03, which obviously took heavy profit on the way up. I still had about maybe like 40% left of the original trade in the margin, but the stop was at break even at 1.04. So I've been stopped out of that position completely, and I pretty much just entered a new one. I'm not gonna lie, I've just entered a new one, and yeah, I'm still gonna accumulate this. I just feel very, very confident on it. It's a very high conviction for me. Nothing really to worry about just yet. We still haven't closed the daily candle below 105. So, yeah, this is potentially looking like it wants to regain June and potentially come back up. But yeah, it's looking decent. I'm long on Fartcoin. Yes, nice. Cool, cool. I'll give it a sell off after tariff and absorb the market. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I stepped back into a lot of stuff the past 48 hours. I agree. I'm actually going to talk about all the stuff that I've stepped into as well. I know I've said that obviously because I'm in Japan, I'm not really on the charts that much, but I did say that on my 3x cross account on Hyperliquid, I have just set loads of 3x orders on a lot of stuff, and a lot of them have actually been hit in the last like 24 to 48 hours as well. So yeah, that's also where I'm at. There's a possibility fuck all happens for the downside and we just sideways wreck high leverage for longer and we take off. Yeah, I mean, we could just do like, wait, what is that gif, bro? Yeah, we could definitely have like a fuckery August where everyone goes off and enjoys their holidays and we just have like no liquidity and we just basically bore people out of the market. Um, I mean, it was quite funny because I remember, was it like a week ago, or it was like my friend asked me what should I buy, and then someone else in the stream also said someone asked him what he should buy, and that was almost exactly the time when altcoins started to top. Literally just around the same time where I said you could buy some Fartcoin. Fartcoin was maybe pumping up to 150, 160 at that point, and now we're back down at 105. He's probably I don't know what happened to him because he hasn't messaged me yet, but it's actually quite funny how that works. So if anyone starts to ask you, if we, like in the future, everyone, if some of your friends ask you what altcoins to buy, put it in the chat and tag everyone, please. We need it. We need it. So yeah, let's talk about Sui. So I was in Adrian's stream last night talking about Sui and Sui and Injective actually holding really well. So these are two coins that have actually held really well and haven't really retraced that much. So I had this 4 hour Stuber, like I did have 4 hour Stubers on other things that actually have been stopped out, like Nero. But and obviously my previous Fartcoin train has also been stopped out. Just for full transparency, I'm not hitting I'm not hitting hella trades. Like I'm getting stopped sometimes as well. But yeah, this one actually hit me really nice. I was scaling in from about 3.71 to the A86 at 3.62, and I've been hit on my whole position. So now what I can do is I can just put my stop at 3.58, 3.59, basically take a bit of profit here, maybe 10-20%, and maybe even put it at break even because my position is basically very nice. What we now don't want to do is make a new low off this, and we also got the hidden bull div in the demand, and let's actually just check where the band was there as well. I didn't even look at the band, but everything kind of just lined up for this to potentially be a nice bounce trade here, and that was the low that we didn't want to lose. We came and tested it. We actually didn't even close below here, which is really nice. And we've since seen a nice bounce. So yeah, that's one thing that I am in. I am in a sui trade. I've been trying to get a sui trade on for quite a while, but I've pretty much missed the whole upside. So yeah, this still potentially looks good. I think it might actually just consolidate for a bit though. So I am obviously going to de-risk this trade and then just put a stop at break even and leave it. Another thing that also looked good, looked very similar, was injective. Um, so this thing also had made a new high very recently, and I need to delete some of this stuff. Very, very similar setup to Sui. I'm actually going to just check if the 4-hour band was there. I'm not sure if it was, but this actually went a little bit deeper. But luckily, I had my stop at 12.9 or 12.95, so I gave this a little bit more room to run. But yeah, this has also been hit. Pretty much similar. Could have got it a little bit lower, but this actually just wicked into the band below the Stuber pocket. And then, yeah, we've actually since seen a nice bounce as well. So that's also one thing that I am in that has still pretty much protected the upside because we do have this high. We have this low, we have a new high, and then we have a higher low now, as of right now. So those are two things that are actually looking decently strong for altcoins. I'm just going to keep checking the chat to make sure everything's fine because I think I am getting slightly reduced stream quality. I believe I'd done that. That was you, Plumbus. Yeah, I remember. We too late for a fart long? No. That fart coin is the only one that is still in the giga buy zone. Is he breaking up for anyone else? Yeah, I think it's my I don't know what it is actually. Let me try close some stuff. We'll have all those people that ask at the tops, yeah. Hopefully the stream's not too bad. I am getting... If you look at the top right on my trading view, it does say... Oh, my internet's gone. Come on, man. Is it okay? It says it's still... What's going on here? Okay, please bear me. Fart coin voice dropping. I'd say it's a ban rate issue. Is still in the giga long zone. Video is fine. It says that. Can you guys hear me? It says on my Wi-Fi that it's trying to connect. Yes, you can hear me. Yeah, I don't know. Bro, it's so annoying, man. I'm actually going to come back to London next week. I can't deal with this anymore. Wi-Fi's been bugging for a week now. Audio cutting for me. Just give it a second because it has reconnected. I've reconnected now, so give it a second from now. In and out, it's more a Saiyans audio than stream. Same here. Yeah, it's the what can I say? The Wi-Fi has just gone to shit in the last week. I was having these I was literally having these problems at the end of last week, and I was like, what's going on? Ever since the damn baby messed with the router, it's been fucked. And then Discord nuked the shit out of me yesterday, like 7 times, disconnected me from my own stream. Everything was fine yesterday. Everything was fine. I don't know who was in my stream yesterday. Need to get rid of that baby. I don't know. I don't know who was in my stream yesterday, but everything was fine. Like there was no lag, except Discord decided to disconnect and reboot my app about 7 times. It's so annoying. Anyway, I think it might be back. I think it might be back now. So I'm gonna carry on, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk really slowly. Hopefully, that will make the audio a little bit more easy to understand. But now I feel like I'm talking to a fucking 10-year-old. Okay, anyway. Let's try this. So we talked about Sui and Injective. Those are two that are holding really well, and I am in longs on. They have kind of gone, so if you're looking to get into new trades, I would not advise you to enter Injective or Sui now. So those two are gone. That's fine. The one thing that is still in the gigabyte zone is Fartcoin. You could definitely ladder something in. You've also had the big wick, so potentially mark it in a bit, ladder in a few bids on the way down, and then yeah, just put the stop below the low, like the hourly wick or whatever it is. Not financial advice, of course. Next, what I'm going to talk about is what am I going to talk about? Okay, I will talk about Nero quickly, which I have been stopped out on once. We did talk about this on Tuesday as well, and I said potentially this is going to do one more to the downside, and it actually did. It did a pretty nasty wick and wicked me out, but I have re-entered as of right now. So this one basically came all the way down to the low and retested it. So now, if you're not in this position, basically what you want to do is you want to get something on March, this level, and you do not want to lose this level now. If you lose that level, it's kind of looking really bad. But we have bull dived, and I think this has done the downside for now, and I think we're going to see a test of the weekly open at least June, very soon. So if you can get something on that, fine. I did get stopped out once because I laddered in a bit too high around here, and then was stopped here, and now I just re-entered literally, and yeah, that's one thing that is like that. Now I'm not. Hopefully the stream's okay. This was my entry on Fartcoin. Yo, that's goated. Yeah, that's goated, bro. Bro, I've got something like that on Moodeng. I'm going to show you this right now. So Moodeng, which I need to get a fresh chart on. Okay, that will do, and I'll just turn this off. So Moodeng. Wait, what? Is that right? Maybe it's different on my Hyperliquid, but basically I had loads of orders set on this wick, and I've literally been wicked down at 1.652. Why is that? Why does that look so weird? Potentially, the Hyperliquid chart is actually different because it was in a pocket. Let's try it on this. Yeah, well that's weird. I must have drawn that pocket wrong, but I am in a Moodeng on this wick, and I am gonna just put the stop at about maybe maybe this high. That's really weird. Anyway, let's move on. I literally got a position on the bottom of this wick somehow. It was, I think all these charts are very different because on Hyperliquid, it's 0.162 is the bottom of the wick, and that's literally the 786. So I'm not really sure. It might be a little bit different on here, but it worked on Hyperliquid. So another one that we also talked about all of these towards the end of last week is Turbo. So this is also perfectly dipped into the daily pocket. Now, I'm not sure if the band is there as well. We did kind of go down on the band, but this is also bull dived on the daily time frame. Daily time frame, and has since had a nice spike up. So this is obviously going to be resistance here. I might as well just draw the rayon, but you guys all know what I'm talking about. Resistance. What we want to do is we want to do a bullish back test, and hopefully we can hold like 4.7. So if this comes back down to 4.7, potentially there is another opportunity to get this. But I'm in pretty low from this pocket, and my stop's literally just going to be below this low now. So yeah, Mudeng, Turbo. Another one is Chill Guy. I think I talked about this quite extensively last week. Basically just saying if it does come down to it, I'm gonna be in a long. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This has also done a perfect retrace as well. The pocket also comes in around the 886, so I was not scared to long this down here. I've also got a really nice entry price on this as well. We've since seen a nice bounce. Hopefully now we can hold some levels and basically just go higher. And then I'm going to be in a goated position on this as well. But this is definitely something that I've talked about in multiple streams last week. Like, we were probably up here in this price action. I just said, I have some 3x orders in this pocket. If they get hit, they get hit. If they don't, they don't. And yeah, that's been hit as well. Another one. There's loads, guys. I told you. This is just the simplest way to trade. Bohm is another one. This is actually a newer one that I talked about. Again, you just know exactly what's happened. We've also bull dived on the daily. It looks good. We want to see some structure being held now and some breaks. We do not want to start losing some of these levels now that we've just regained from this bounce. Otherwise, it's going to start to look really, really ugly, and we're going to go down to these lows, which I do not want to hold this position all the way down here, because if we get down there and I've held my position, I don't want to exit the position because we're going to be at the lows, and then we like risk doing something like that and coming down there, and I just don't want to be there. So yeah, hopefully we can start doing something like this and come up and test the weekly open. And even if we don't make a new high from there, it's still going to be a really nice trade. Like, for example, what is this move to the weekly open? It's 20%, and on some other things, it's going to be like 40% on some of these coins. So yeah, that is also intact. There was one more. Mudeng, Bohm, Turbo, Chill Guy. No, maybe that's it. Nero, I'm in right now. Fartcoin, I'm in right now. Sui, I'm in lower. Injective, I'm in lower. So Nero, I'm in around here. Fartcoin, I'm in around here. And then Turbo Bohm and all of that, I'm in a bit lower, unfortunately. So you might want to wait for retraces. But I think that's about it, the roundup. I mean, it's a really long roundup because a lot of stuff actually happened overnight for me. I'm in a weird time zone, so yeah. So I hope we get a nice little bounce in the market, and then I can just completely de-risk these positions and then just chill again. What's interesting, we are seeing a pump right now. Potentially, I mean, I'm not really interested in trading this that much, but there's potentially a bit of opportunity there. Trio again might be trying to accumulate a little bit more potentially on Trio. And again, Per is sitting around the level to accumulate. Now, just for full transparency, I did get wicked out of my position on this wick. because I literally just set it at this low, but I've actually market smashed in again because I want to be in. I want to be in this position. Um, so yeah, I did take a few stops just for full disclosure. Like, I'm not trying to say that I'm some fucking goat, but yeah, I'm also in some nice positions to cover me as well. So yeah, talk to me, guys. Give me some alts. Give me some things that you're looking at, and yeah. By the way, can you hear the fan? Because I've got a fan on me right now. Is the mic fine? Maz wants to speak. Come up here, bro. Screen frozen. Oh, the screen's been frozen, bro. So annoying.
Green's frozen, brother.
Bro,
Been
Discord does
frozen for a
this
bit.
every time. Discord does this every time, bro.
Yeah,
It's
you've
so
also been
annoying.
breaking up quite a bit. Um, you've also been breaking up quite a bit this stream,
Yeah, I've been breaking up a little bit for the last few days. It's so annoying, honestly. It's not
and
really.
all of this means one thing, mate.
Yeah,
It means
yeah,
it's time to come home.
yeah. It is time to come home. I know. I think I'm gonna book a flight for next week. But yeah, it's unfrozen now. Thanks for that. So yeah, pretty much. I don't really need to show you the
Mate,
charts.
also,
Oh, go on, go
might
on.
be having a look at VRA. It's been on my radar, and a few people have been pointing it out in the group. Just have a look at VRA if you can, please, mate.
Yeah,
Veracity.
sure, sure. Veracity. I do know about Veracity. It was quite hot last cycle, wasn't it? Uh, yeah. Ooh, okay, nice. Now let's do some let's do some proper charting on this. Okay. Looking at that weekly chart, it's not good. Uh, what we need to do is just put this low on, first of all. So that's nice. Second of all, that's the swing. Actually, it can even go a bit further back. That's the important swing there that we need to gain back for the upside. So, I mean, it's actually, to be honest, it could even go a little bit further back to like there. Perfect. So that's pretty much it. We've had a nice bounce off the lows. It's still in a major downtrend on the weekly. To change the whole trend, we need to gain this back. But it potentially looks quite good because we are bull diving on the weekly time frame. So I definitely think that this could do that for sure. Just looking at this now, I would like to see where the bands are. Okay, no, that's not doing anything. So let's just zoom in a bit to the daily, and we'll have a look at some of these levels. We are up at the weekly open at the moment. It's potentially squeezing into it, but I don't like it just now to potentially long. So what I would say on this is, okay, very, very simply, if you do want to long this, go on the 4 hour. Hopefully my internet's fine. You guys can hear me. Do that, and then accumulate in between here and here. I know it's quite a big bubble, but I think also the 4 hour band comes in there. I think if you get a retrace, June is an area that you could potentially hold. Then the Q2 comes in around the 786, and you've also got the 4 hour band. The daily band's coming up. The daily band's coming up. Hopefully that comes up to the 886, and you get some sort of daily structure around 122 to 126, which is where you want to definitely hold. But I think that also looks quite good to me. Definitely, obviously, you want to. I'm getting a bit of lag. Definitely, you want to regain. Let's just call it. Let's just call it like. Let's just call it 0. Let's call it 2-3 or something around there on the weekly time frame. March would be a really good start on the daily, but I think that looks quite good as well, bro. Fundamentally, it actually has a decent use case. Sman was mentioning it too. So they're like a gaming thing, right? If I'm, yeah, I'm a bit biased of it. Got a massive airdrop, and it's a buddies project. Okay, VRA. Okay, I quite like it. Like, I mean, the weekly chart looks like fucking. It looks like dog shit. I'm gonna just say that right now. You guys all know. And if this was last cycle, I'd be like, I'm buying some of this right now. Especially, can someone tell me what the market cap is? And I'm actually gonna just have an IQOS because I need some nicotine, bro, from this Wi-Fi. This IQOS shit is so good. I'm gonna stop smoking. It's so good for just a nicotine hit. But yeah, also, guys, if anyone wants to come and speak on stage, feel free because you guys all know pretty much as me. So, oh, do you know what I should do? One day a week. One day a week, maybe I should do it in the trading chat so we can all just have a little chat instead of me just talking to you guys for an hour. Oh, I wasn't referring to VRA. No idea what the usage is. Okay, VVV. Are you talking about VVV? Utility tokens going to be the strongest when alts get more allocations. Those are meme shitters as they tend to do well anyways. Yeah. Was this on CRO or am I thinking of a different token? By the way, you can't hear the fan, right? I've literally got a fan on my face and my mic might pick it up. Market cap is 16 million on VRA. Okay. That's looking like it's got a lot of potential. Can't hear the fan note. Okay, thank you. that sounds like it's got a lot of potential, bro. And if we're looking at the weekly, I just take this off. It's also on KuCoin, which I like. A lot of people go to KuCoin. If we can gain that, if we can gain 2-3 on the weekly, then if you buy there, you're looking at a 400-500% pump just to get to some of these levels in here, which is actually quite nice. It's also bull-dived on the weekly, which is also good. So yeah, not bad. Let's look at VVV, which one thing I will note about this VVV, which I don't know anything about it, but it's on Coinbase, which is very, very interesting. This is a new-ish coin. It was created at the end of January, or it came out. So there's not too much data on this, but we do seem like we are creating a bit of structure around 2.6, which just so happens to be this low from March. This low in April was pretty much the market lows, and we've had a nice bounce off that, which made a new high, which is good. So obviously you guys can just visualize the Stuber pocket would be around here as well. So this just looks like accumulation to me again. This looks like, if you like this project, which I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to advise you to buy it, but if you like it, this is the buy zone. We're literally in it right now. And yeah. There's not really too much else to say on this, to be honest. VVV equals privacy distributed AI, okay. Utility is basically to fight ad fraud, proof of use, etc. Yeah. Yeah, I bought a fat bag yesterday. I see the vision. I definitely see the vision on that. I definitely see the vision on that for sure. It also looks better than Trio at the moment. Which again, Looks really bad. But yeah, in terms of the positions now, I'm pretty stretched. Cookie again is actually at a buy zone. If anyone likes this coin, I'm not sure if that might be a sneaky close below. Let me just check this out a little bit more closely. Yeah, sneaky close below, but big wick as well. Did it hold any of this? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not that interested in Cookie, to be honest, but I know that Smolio likes it quite a lot. But yeah, in terms of the other alts, we haven't really looked at Solana that much. Solana's holding quite well compared to the rest of the market. Also did a nice wick down and actually got a nice daily close on that, so that's pretty nice to see. Potentially we could be seeing a bounce in the market, is what I think. Let's actually look at PopCat as well. I want to get a proper chart. What's the BIP stamp chart like? Ooh, that looks horrible. Coinbase? Okay, let's look at it on Coinbase. So this has a big stuber on the daily, and we have actually just wicked into it on the daily as well. So essentially what you're going to see is a bounce up to June or the weekly open. If you get up to the weekly open and hold June, super bullish along this, and it's just going to go. Again, if you get rejected from June, you want to hold the low that we just put in on PopCat, something like that, and then hold that, and then just make some structure. That again has wicked in quite perfectly into the daily band. Potentially, if we get a bounce off the daily open, you're going to see some upside movements on this. Don't know if you checked on Hype yet. Oh, I haven't. Do you like privacy token? Do you like privacy tokens? Yeah, I'm a fan of privacy tokens as well. I feel like that might be an area which is going to get a lot of interest from traditional finance guys. Well, let's look at Hype and let's look at Whiff. Whiff's actually one that I haven't looked at all. So Hype USD. What chart should we go with? So yeah, I haven't really made any new movements on Hype. I still had all my orders set around 40 and 38. None of them's been hit. We hit this low nicely on the daily. We look like we're going to try and reclaim the weekly open. So basically the trade on this is come up to here and then bullishly backtest this weekly open, and basically this is gonna start going again. On the daily it probably looks quite nice as well. Yeah, all the things are resetting there. That's a hold on the daily as well. Yeah, I mean, we're just holding this previous high from back here perfectly on the daily time frame, and if we can gain that weekly open now, it's gonna start looking really good for potentially more upside on Hype. Nice little coin, Hype. Sound is breaking up. Oh, bro. There's not much I can do about it. Unless I unplug the router right now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and fix it for tomorrow. But yeah, whiff, it's good. It's made a new high on the weekly time frame. That's nice to see. Weekly looks fine. Daily, again, we've got a new high on the daily. The local Stuba is from like here on the daily. We've wicked the 786. Massive support around 8.7 to 8.4, which we don't want to close any daily candles below. Again, looks quite good. It's done this full retrace. Potentially going to create some upside structure now. Come up and hit some levels. We want to see what we want to see on most alts now is a hold of that daily that we just put in. So if we do see a retrace, a hold of that, and then we want to test some of these weekly opens now, because then we can talk about putting in like big higher lows, and then that's the dump. Again, this still has the potential to bearishly retest here, where we just are, and then fail and come a little bit lower into here, which is the two, basically the two scenarios from here on out. Well, the two immediate scenarios. But yeah, I want that to come up and test the weekly open for sure. Where I think that'll be resistance, and then yeah, like we'll see what happens. Also looks quite good as well. A lot of these stablecoin demands and these oscillators are resetting as well very, very quickly, which is nice to see. I like that a lot. It looks good. It does indeed look quite good. I haven't looked at render today. Yeah, nice hold so far. I'm actually not even on the daily though. Retest, actually closed above. That looks also quite good. That looks like it's done its dump. We want to invalidate this 4-hour downside structure. So we could come up, test that, put in a higher low here, hold that, and then it's just gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be looking good. It's gonna be looking good, guys. It's gonna be looking good. I hope everyone's positioned. And if you're not, there still is a few things that you could look out for and potentially get. Like Farcoin, for example. Farcoin. It looketh quite good here, sir. But yeah, in terms of spot, I haven't actually really made. Do you think there will be a volatility? Do you think there'll be volatility today with PCE? Probably a little bit, but to be honest, man, I'm not sure if my sound's breaking up because it says I've got reduced stream quality at the moment. To be honest, man, I haven't. Ever since I left the 100k pie, I haven't paid any attention to FOMC, PCE, data, news. and it's actually improved my trading probably like tenfold. Um, Not being on the charts as much, yes, I've missed more opportunities, but I've got into better positions just randomly, um, and I just don't think it's that important, to be honest. Like, obviously, if it's a FOMC day, I would advise you to not take any new positions on the day. But in terms of, some guy asked in the chat, in the altcoin chat, I think it was on like Sunday. Is it on Sunday or Monday or something? And he was like, I don't really want to take any new positions because of FOMC. And it was like 2-3 days before FOMC, and I was like, it doesn't matter that much. Like, if it's on the day, okay, it matters. Don't do anything. Just chill. Wait for the dust to settle. But what I'm trying to say is, don't factor them into your price analysis, and you'll probably be way better off. So yeah, there might be a bit of short-term volatility. You might see some wicks and stuff like that on the lower time frames, but it shouldn't change anything too much in your analysis or your trade plans. I literally don't look at that shit anymore. I haven't looked at it for like 3 months. I haven't looked at any of that stuff. But yeah, so the general gist is that a lot of these alts have done really good retraces. We're not out of the woods yet, of course, but if we can start creating some structure on the 4 hour, and if you can start holding some of the lows that we put in, especially like the recent daily that we put in, maybe come up to here, do a bullish retest, then we're looking good to go test higher. I want to see retests of the weeklies, and then we can take it from there. So hopefully in the next few days we either get a bullish backtest of the daily open, or we just come up and just start chugging up towards the weekly, and then we're all going to be very, very happy in the short term. Other than that, then yeah, Veracity is looking quite good. VVV is one that Honey and Silk's put in about privacy, so maybe you guys can check that out in terms of spot. And yeah, I'm not sure what else there is to say really for me. I could just go through a few more charts if you guys want. Like, what's happening with FET? I don't know, this has just been accumulating for so long. Came all the way down to 6.5, 6.56. What's Doge doing? Yeah, again, this has come down all the way back to like Giga support from all the way back down here. Tau nearly made it to 240, 250, but not quite just yet. Just take that off actually, make it a bit easier to see. Nearly, but didn't quite. What else we got here? Yeah, just nice retraces that we wanted to see. And yeah, I'm not really afraid to pull the trigger down here. And yeah, even DOT actually came back down. This is like really high time frame stuff. This is like from all the way back down here. October 23, November 24, April 25, you know. Anyway, I don't really advise DOT to be a good trade, but I mean, you could definitely make some money off this if you had some orders around 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4. But yeah, I think that's maybe a good point to leave it here. Apologies about the internet and everything. I'm gonna try and fix it from tomorrow, but I just don't. I just don't know. I don't know. The internet's been really good here for the whole time I've been here, but it's been a bit dodgy the last few days. So I'll try. I'll try reboot the router or something, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But yeah, if not, I'll have to go back to London so I can actually do my work properly. But yeah, hope everyone got a little bit of value from the stream today. I hope everyone's in a couple trades on the dump and wasn't a bit too scared to pull the trigger on something. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday and another fun weekend. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for joining in. You're all legends. Yeah, have a good one. See you later. Cheers, cheers. Thank you.